I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we're diving into a thrilling world of crime, mystery, and suspense. We're talking about a terrific book. It is called the Jane Sparks Trilogy, and it is written by a wonderful author. Her name is Xiomara Rodriguez. She delivers a gripping blend of murder investigations, smuggling rings, and high-stakes art theft, all led by twin sisters. One, a San Francisco police captain, the other, an FBI special agent. If you love fast-paced crime fiction with sharp female leads, this is a trilogy that is a must-read. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Inks and Bindings for helping us put her in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her wonderful and riveting book. The links are below the interview. And be sure to download the Spotlight Network TV app streaming on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. Xiomara, great to see you here today on Spotlight.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure for me.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show. I love the twin sisters who lead the investigation in your book. Tell us about how you came up with crafting those characters.
It's a funny haha story, I could say. At 3 o'clock in the morning, the characters came to me and the idea just popped into my head and I started writing as of that moment. They took the lead and here we are today.
Wonderful.
Um,
Sometimes a sleepless night is a good thing.
yes, it is.
Yeah.
The
Now you,
characters are very interesting.
Mhm.
As you know, the twin sisters did not know they were twin sisters in the first part of the book.
Right. Yep.
So it's a fast reading books, and I think people will enjoy them.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a compilation. It's basically three books in one, the Jane Sparks Trilogy. And it is riveting. There are a lot of surprises. There are some twists in there, and that makes it very engaging, very readable. I know you worked in the Coast Guard. Is some of this based on your own experience?
Yes and no. I was a Coast Guard Special Agent, CGIS. And if you ever saw the show NCIS,
Hmm.
that's the job I did for a while, for about 10 years or more. And you get to work with the FBI and different law enforcement organizations, and picked up a little here and there from all of them.
Wonderful. And now a little bit of here, a little bit there is all in your books and wonderful. Each book takes the characters in a different world,
Hmm.
crime, horse racing, art theft. Talk to us a little bit about how you researched those subjects and how you made it so authentic feeling.
Well, it usually everybody writes about the drug deals and so forth. I have some friends that are very much into horse racing, and my mother-in-law loved horse racing.
Mhm.
We will sit there and watch horse race. So when the characters started coming to me, I decided that I was going to do something different, go with the horse racing idea. And spent some good time researching online, on newspapers, everywhere to get the right information to be able to make good to the characters.
Yeah.
I like archaeology.
Mhm.
Uh, when I was going to college, I wanted to be an archaeologist. So that's why the third book takes that route on archaeology.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm a big fan of horse racing myself. I used to go to the Belmont Stakes every year. That's one of the good things about living in New York City.
Yes.
In fact, I think that's a little reminder to myself. I better go again this year because it's a wonderful day of racing and it's a wonderful day. And it's such an intriguing backdrop for your book. How could it be introduces Jane Sparks and Fran Morris? Tell the folks at home what makes their dynamic so compelling to readers.
Well, the sisters are twin sisters, but they did not know they were twin sisters until the FBI agent gets shot at the parking lot of the San Francisco PD, and that's where they discover their relationship. So they have to come up with what happened, how they got separated. That's the first mystery they have to solve. Then the second mystery they have to solve is Why was the FBI agent shot at the San Francisco PD?
Mm.
Was it because they thought it was Jane or what? So that
Mm.
was the second mystery they had to solve.
Yeah.
And from there, they grew together, and then they go into the second book, which is where we go into horse racing, and then on the third book where we deal with art theft.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Have you envisioned these stories being turned into a TV series?
I will love it.
Yeah.
I have an idea well, I wrote the book thinking about one specific actress, too, to play the mother and Jane. And I'll love to if it was possible. If somebody knocked on my door and said, "We'd like to do
Exactly.
it," I am open for it.
Well, you've done the hard work. You've created the story. You've put it out there. So hopefully Hollywood does come a knocking. That would be great. Who are those actors you would cast in your TV series that you mentioned?
As a mother, I have always envisioned Linda Carter.
Hmm. That'd be great. And she hasn't been doing much lately. Hey, Linda Carter, we got a role for you. That'd be
Well,
great.
if you see the mother in the three books, she is Linda Carter,
Hmm.
a strong woman that loves her daughters, and it's upset at the fact that her one of her daughters was stolen from her. And then it's the whole thing about the mother trying to make good with the daughter she lost. And so it's that's I just always visualize Linda Carter in that role.
Wonderful. And who would play the daughter?
You know, I don't know if you know her, but it's Cody the Pablo.
Okay.
She did NCIS.
Right, right. Yeah, she's wonderful. I think she'd be perfect for that. Another strong female lead. And there aren't a lot of strong female characters on TV or in movies. And I think this fills a much needed void. That's for sure. So,
I think so.
yeah, yeah. The final book in the trilogy is called New Beginnings, Maybe, and it takes the sisters into the world of stolen antiquities. Talk to us a little bit about that final installment in this trilogy.
Well, like I said before, I wanted to be an archaeologist,
Hmm.
very much so, but life took me in a different path, and I don't regret the path that life took me. But uh, Jane needed a change. Jane had to change. It comes a time in everybody's life that you get to that point that you say, I need a change. So I presented a character that opened the door for her to have a change, which was in archaeology. And because I don't want to give too much out of it, something had happened that they discovered some archaeology things in a warehouse, and they had to figure out who stole them and try to return them back to the original owners. Just remember, in World War II, a lot of arts was stolen with the Nazis. There was a whole group during World War II that dealt with finding those arts and returning them. So that was also a little of the idea that was in the back of my mind.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now you've got three books in one here with the Jane Sparks trilogy, each one very unique, each one very compelling. Are you thinking about making more installments into this series?
I am. There is something that I have been toying with. The characters are knocking on my door again. There's something I'm toying with. So hopefully by maybe the end of this year, I might have something new.
That'd be wonderful. That'd be wonderful. Looking forward to it. Now, you said you woke up 3 o'clock in the morning, you were having a dream, and you kind of just kept on writing. That must have been book one. What about the other books? Tell us a little bit about the writing process. Was this your first time writing a book? And tell us how it all unfolded.
I have been writing since the age of 9.
Hmm.
Writing for me was escape. You know, when you're a child, I was one of those kids that would sit and write and read
Yeah.
in school. I was a swimmer, but I wasn't, athletic in school, so I was always a writer. And I wrote a lot of short stories that got published and some poetry that got published. And worked on that for quite a while. Most of my life I have been writing. That my dream was to become a published writer.
Mm.
And when the characters decided to come out, I just couldn't stop writing. I just had to go on that first book and just kept going. And I am one of those lucky people that I have an amazing and wonderful husband.
Mhm.
And he just backs me up on everything I do and think about. So he knew I was writing and he just let me be.
Wonderful.
And I just kept writing and writing and writing until the first book was done. Then he helped me clean it up a little bit and we worked on it. The second book was the desire to see where the sisters could go.
Mm.
What could the sisters do after that first? They had to do something. They
Right.
just couldn't stay sitting there saying, oh, we found each other. There's got to be something else they could do. So that's where the second book came. Where could they go? What is something that is not very common? What is a crime that is not a very common crime
Mm.
that could attract people to reading? And then, like I said before, the third one was the need for Jane to move on into
Mhm.
something different.
Wonderful. Well, you had a dream of being a published writer. Now you are.
Yes.
So congratulations. I think that's
Thank you.
great. And you're more than just a published writer. You've written a terrific series of stories that are compiled into this wonderful anthology, if you will. It is called the Jane Sparks Trilogy. It delivers a gripping blend of murder investigations, smuggling rings, and high-stakes art theft, all led by twin sisters, one a San Fran police captain, the other an FBI special agent. If you love fast-paced crime fiction with sharp female leads, this trilogy is a must-read. It is highly recommended by the Spotlight Network. The links are below this interview. Xiomara, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
It was my pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting me. And maybe we could get together next time for the fourth book.
That'd be wonderful. Looking forward to talking about it. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.